loves, welcome back to my channel. I'm Hollyana and today we're doing our April of 2022 temperature blanket update. Let's do it! I have to start by saying I'm sorry that I'm late. I always try to get these updates posted on the 1st of the month and today is the 6th. It is May 6th. I'm very sorry. This month was a month, y'all. It was a lot. The first half of this month, the first half of April, I was on top of it because I knew how busy the second half of April was going to be. So up until April 14th, I was caught up every single day. I mean, like, I stayed on top of it. I stayed caught up. Then I started traveling. It was like Indiana seeing family for a week and then helping a friend move to Florida, and then taxes were in there somewhere. And then, not that I was traveling for taxes, taxes were a lot this year, so it was busy and complicated for a few days. And then this past week traveling again, so it has just been a lot of traveling, a lot of not being home, and basically it was April, I want to say 29th, when I started working on the temperature blanket again, catching up from April 14th through the end of April. So the last 2 days of April, I crocheted my butt off and I crocheted a ton of rows, but I got it done by May 2nd, I believe, by May 2nd. But once again, I've been traveling again this week, so that's why I'm finally filming this update. If you're new here or if you just don't know what a temperature blanket is, you are probably very confused right now. You're like, what are you talking about? Temperature blanket catching updates? What's happening? A temperature blanket is a blanket where you crochet or knit one row for every day of the year, and you choose the color for that day based on a temperature chart. So I made up this temperature chart. You can make this look like whatever you want it to look like. But for me, I liked all these blues, I liked the greens, and I liked the yellow, red, and oranges. So basically, every day you check the average temperature. Some people use the lowest temperature, some people use the highest temperature of the day. Some people pick a time of the day and they say the temperature every day at 3 p.m. You can do whatever you want. I personally like choosing the average temperature of the day. So every single day I'll check what was the average temperature of the day, and then I go to my little chart, and if the average temperature was 73 degrees, I would go here and know that for that day, I would use the color gold. So this is my blanket so far. Right now we are caught up through April 30th, which I know I'm already 6 days behind in May. Y'all, it goes by so fast. Like, I always think this month I'm gonna keep up with it every single day, and then I don't. And then I just don't, but that's okay. I would say the bulk of my crocheting is done in about 4 different days throughout the month. 4 different days where I catch up and do like a full week of crocheting. Oh, and that's fine. I like my catch-up days. It's fine. The catch-up days are fun. I'm trying to find the edges so I can show you. So I have been using these little markers to separate out my months. Some people actually crochet in markers. They crochet a white line or a black line or whatever color line works with their blanket. I'm gonna be real honest with you guys, I didn't like how that looked when I saw it, right? So I didn't really like the white lines, the stripes in between the blanket when I first saw it, and now I am having regrets. I'm having regrets that I did not crochet in separator lines, because when it's all said and done, when I'm done with this blanket, I'm not gonna leave these markers on here. But I really would like to be able to have visual separations between the months. So I'm gonna do something. Even if it's like one stitch, maybe I can just do one little black stitch or white stitch along the edge where it changes. I don't know what to do. If you guys have any ideas, some people have said tassels, but I don't know if just having like 12 tassels would like look silly. I don't know what to do. I want to do something though. Something along the edge to separate out the months. So while we're talking about the months, I want to show you guys the months and talk about kind of a little bit of the different colors for each month. So this was January. January is a fascinating one because the first day of the year in Nashville, Tennessee was 65 degrees Fahrenheit, and 65 degrees is the color light sage. Just a few days later was our coldest temperature. See that dark blue color? I think you can see it better on the side. There you go. That one right there. That color is periwinkle, I think? Yeah, light periwinkle. For a day in the teens, I believe that was 18 degrees Fahrenheit, and that was the coldest day we've had in Nashville. The rest of the days in January, as you can see, we're in the 20s, 30s, and 40s. Then we went into February. In February, we got a lot more greens going on in here. Our greens are for the 50s and the 60s. And then in April, that's not the right month. And then in March, we finally had our first day ever in the 70s, that gold color right there, which is my favorite color of yarn in this blanket. I think the gold is going to just really pop. And I chose a color I really, really loved for the 70s because knowing Nashville, we're gonna have most of our days averaging in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. At least that's what I'm pretty sure. Once all is said and done, I think that's gonna be the majority of the year. And those three colors, I'm just obsessed with those three colors. So now into April. This was our month of April. And as you can see, we had a lot more gold colors happening in the month of April. We had 6 to be exact, and everything else in the 50s, 40s, and 60s. Once again, with the gold being in the 70s. So if you look at our temperature chart now, you'll see that the only colors we haven't used are cherry red for 90 degrees and above. We haven't used coral for 80 to 89 degrees. And we have not used pool, which will be our coldest days, 0 degrees, well, technically speaking, 9 degrees and below. So I messed up when I was writing my chart, and I did write 9 degrees and below down here, but instead of writing 90 degrees and above, I did 90 to 99. So I've had a lot of people be like, well, what if you have a day that averages above 99? It will still be the cherry red. I just messed up while writing my chart, and I didn't want to redo my chart. So that is kind of the way that I've seen most people do their temperature blanket charts, where if they do have a day that averages 102 and they didn't account for that, they still just use the hottest color. Same thing for if we had a day that averaged 0 degrees or, you know, -5 degrees, you would just use the coldest color. You can do whatever you want though. If you want to buy a brand new color and only use it once, you can do that. This has definitely been an exciting journey. I've talked about this before in my videos, but I have always wanted a single crochet blanket because I've made blankets before that were like corner to corner blankets, like this one. See how this is a lot like bigger stitches? It's a lot faster. It doesn't take that much time. It doesn't take that much yarn. And this type of blanket, the single crochet, takes forever. For me to do one row. If I'm not doing anything else, I'm just crocheting kind of as fast as I can. It takes me 20 minutes. Now I do most of my crocheting on YouTube live, and so usually it takes me about 35 minutes to do one row. So it's a lot of time, it's a lot of commitment, but I am so excited that I have you guys because since we're doing this together, since I'm like actually giving you guys updates every month, I know I'm not going to not do it. You know what I mean? You guys are literally like holding me accountable, and I need that. And I also think that I needed the spacing out of time. Like if I was just crocheting and it was kind of never ending until it was done, I think I would burn out on this project. But knowing that like once I catch up to whatever day it is, that's all I can do. There's no pressure to keep working on the project. And so I can just wait until the next day whenever I have the temperature for the next day. So knowing that I can just do a little bit every day or even a little bit every week or a little bit every month, well, a lot of it every month, but knowing that it's going to be spaced out has definitely helped me stick with this project. I've gotten so many DMs from people saying, I'm so far behind on my temperature blanket, like, can I still catch up? Yeah, you can catch up for sure. It just takes time. Throw on your favorite TV show, cuddle up, grab some popcorn, and crochet. Guys, this is so silly. I was crocheting recently and eating popcorn with my mom. And I started thinking, well, I want to eat popcorn, and it had butter on it, of course. And I was like, I don't want to get buttery fingers on my crochet project. I ate my popcorn with a spoon. Sorry, this is the most random thing I've ever added into a YouTube video, but it worked so well. I had never thought about eating popcorn with a spoon until then. It was great. So if you are crocheting, watching your favorite TV show and eating some popcorn, I highly recommend eating it with a spoon. I believe that's everything that we have to update for the month of April. So at the end of May or beginning of June, I will be posting an update for what our month of May looks like. And I really, really, really hope that we get to use our coral for the first time ever. This blanket will not be finished until December 31st of 2022. So if you want to see how it turns out, make sure to hit subscribe and I'll see you next month. Bye.